Hi everybody, happy Monday. Welcome to our week 2 in our Daydream table runner. Super excited to be sewing this up with you. I haven't made this since the first one, and so I'm just really having a good time sewing up this little quick project and doing this with you guys. This week we are making up these sweet little patchwork style blocks. They kind of have a 9-patch sort of look, well, not sort of, but they have a 9-patch look in the center, and then they have cute little details around them. And so we are going to sew these up. These will go on either side. This is going to fall. There we go. These are going to go on either side of our little star block. So the problem is that I put it on the seam. There we go. Look at that. Oh, beautiful live TV. You guys are the best. I'm so excited to hang out with you. It's gorgeous here today, except that it is very cold. I don't know about you, if you're having snow or anything crazy. I know that the northern areas are getting some snow, and up in Canada and stuff like that. So let us know what your lovely winter weather is like. I was hoping for a little longer fall, but I will take it. It's fine. It's fine. It's not hot. Oh, Leslie's here. Dina's here. Hey, Wendy. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Michelle. And over on YouTube, we have Maureen and Kimberly and Dolores. Hello, ladies. Welcome. Super excited to hang out with you guys today. We have some fun stuff. We are going to talk about Enchanted Meadow a little bit. That is my next fabric collection that will be out in 2 months. It's very soon. And we have giveaways, of course, so it's going to be a fun little day. So I'm excited to hang out with you guys and sew with you. So, oh, Leslie, it's raining hard and very windy. I'm so sorry about that. And Dawn, you have snow in Minnesota and leaves still not raked. Yeah, I have leaves everywhere. It's crazy, but fortunately it has not snowed. Still warm in California, Maureen. Yes, my parents have been sending us little, well, it's nice in Arizona comments. So, unfortunately, yeah, we're not there. Still feels like summer, Allison. Yes. Well, it feels like summer most of the year there. Let's be honest. Yay, I'm excited for you guys to hang out today. Let's see. So, last week we made up well, let me show you what the table runner. Look what I found, you guys. I found my actual table runner. So this is the Daydream table runner, go that way, made up in Stardust fabric. This is the first version I made. And this one you can see has some fun fussy cutting in it. And then I used the big main floral as my border. So this is the finished size, unless you want to make your runner a little bit longer. So maybe your table is a long, like farmhouse table or something like that. You could repeat these blocks. So you could do another star block on the other side, or you can even add 2 blocks if you want to make it a little bit bigger. And if you do that, you might want to add some more borders. So you could add a background border all the way around and then a print border if you want to add some width. Or you could just do a really large background border. I think that would be really pretty with, you know, like a main floral as your binding or something like that. So there's definitely options. These are easy blocks to mix and match, and you can adjust the size of your runner if you want to. And then I backed this one in this cute little floral from Stardust. You can kind of see it's got that gold shimmer in it. So this is the first one that I made. And now my version is a Christmas one, and I'm making up, well, 2 because of the sew along. But this is the center block. This is all Holly Holiday fabric from Christopher Thompson, the tattoo quilter, and he's a Riley Blake designer also, of course. And I just really love this collection. It's so beautiful. It's got pinks and greens and reds, but he also has some black prints in there too. I'm not using the blacks in this runner, but they are gorgeous, you guys. So definitely feel like if you want to sew with Holly Holiday, you can mix those in. Gives it a little bit more of a modern or farmhouse feel to it. I'm kind of going vintage with mine, so I'm sticking with these pale pinks, reds, and greens. So this is what my center block looks like. And then these are my 2 side blocks. So I'll show you these. So you can see how fun they look. And I kind of picked the red print as my little points here, and then I did the green little corners. So I'm really excited with how this looks. I can't set that up this way so you guys can see. And then I'm going to use this pink floral right here as my border. So you can see here, it's the same as the red in the center block, but it's this pretty pale pink background. And then my binding is this green floral. So I am actually going to make this next one just a little bit wider. I'm adding a little bit bigger border. So we'll talk about that next week, but I'm going to do that. But don't feel like you have to do that. You can make it as it is written. That's totally fun. I just want to see, because the floral on that pink floral is a little bit of a bigger floral, I want to see more of those flowers. So I'm just adjusting the pattern for that reason. I want a little bit more of those florals to show up as it goes around the border. So really fun, really exciting. Yay. Oh, Pam's from Utah, and she said it's beautiful today before the temperatures drop. Nice. Dawn loves the holly holiday fabric. Me too. Okay, so let's do giveaways. Yay. We're going to just dive right into the giveaway businessy portion, and then we're going to talk about Enchanted Meadow. So let's talk about how to enter giveaways really quick. If you are watching on my blog, you will need to click over to YouTube to enter giveaway. So that's just a quick little note before we start. If you are watching on Facebook or on YouTube live or later, then just leave a comment in the comment section, and that's how you enter the giveaway. It's super easy to do. It just counts as an entryway. I can't see who all's watching unless you comment, so I can't base the giveaways on just people that are watching. So if you're watching and you haven't commented, leave a comment. And that's your entry into the giveaway. I pick the winner the following week in the next week's video. So it's super easy to do, and then I mail it out that week. So, and assuming that I'm on top of it. Most of the time I mail it out that week. So last week was a really fun giveaway. Hush Hush is the very first low volume collaborative collection that Riley Blake has done. So there are 21 different fabrics in the collection. They're all low volume, so it makes perfect background fabrics. And they were each designed by different designers. But they all look really great together. I love it. So I have for you a fat quarter bundle of Hush Hush. And if you can't, if you're not the winner today, you can find this at shops all over the place. So I have it linked in today's video description to Fat Quarter Shop, but you can find it at lots of shops. So definitely look around and pick yourself up some of this, because it is such a gorgeous group of fabrics. It's really fun. So I have a Fat Quarter bundle for you. I have my cat pins, which are little aqua cat head pins. There are 60 in here, I think. I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. And it doesn't say it on the back. Lovely. Sorry. There's a lot in this box, and they all work really great. And these are in my shop if you want to pick these up. These are so reasonable. They're like $5. They make great gifts or stocking stuffers. If you have a quilty friend, maybe you tie up some pins with like a little needle minder or a little fat quarter bundle or even a charm pack or something like that. It would be such a sweet gift. So keep that in mind. These are in the shop. And then I also have these Be Cute ribbons. They're from Lori Holt. You probably can't tell. Let's see if that'll focus. There we go. So they're all like stitchy. So these are pattern pieces. These are little cross stitch hearts. These are scissors. And then these are just tiny little flowers. So really cute little bundle of ribbons that you can tie up your gift with. And the winner is Sharon Robinson. Sharon was watching over on YouTube. Sharon, if you are watching live, send me an email, or whether you're watching live or not, send me an email, bev@flamingotoes.com, and I will get your mailing address and send your prize out to you. So yay! Okay, so I'm going to put that to the side, and we'll talk about today's giveaway. So this is a fun one. And because I bought you guys a bunch of Hush Hush, I'm going to be giving it away over the next few weeks because I really love this collection. And I want some, to get your hands on it. So So I'm going to give away a bunch of these. Yay, everybody. I'm so glad you guys like the giveaways. That means a lot to me. It's just a way for me to show how much I appreciate you hanging out with me and sewing along with me and checking out this video. So it's my way of saying thank you. So I'm glad you guys like them. Okay, so I have 2 5-inch stackers of Hush Hush, and you do get 42 pieces. So there's 2 of each print in these, and you can kind of see, well, you can see on the back that they're low volume. It's a little bit hard to see all that detail, but they really are darling. And mine is the little flamingo print in the group, so easy to recognize. So I have 2 of these for you. I have a rotary cutter. This is a Fiskars, and it's the Comfort Grip one. And you guys know I like this. You've seen mine. This is mine. Mine's an Olfa, but they're really good. I just like the handles on these a little bit better. They're just easier to control. I like that. Now I haven't pulled this one out, but my assumption is that it works the same. But I like that the rotary cutter isn't out all the time like the single handle ones where you have to push the handle up and down to get the rotary cutter to have the guard on it. So I like that I have to hold this down to actually get the blade to show. I am clumsy and I do not want to cut my fingers again. Once was enough in life to have a rotary cutter accident. So I really like that one. So I got this for you guys. It's just so the same thing. It has the little handle. You can push the button, and this one has a similar button. So you can push it and hold it out like this, but I never do that. I just grab the handle, and it's just comfortable in your hand. So I have one of these for you. And then my dear, dear friend Amanda Niederhauser wrote this amazing book, you guys. If you have not picked up Playful Pre-Cut Quilts, I highly recommend this book. She has, how many quilts are in here? 15 little projects, well, big projects. There are quilts of different sizes. Most of them are throw quilts, and they're all made with 12-inch blocks. So not only are the quilts amazing, let me see if there's a page where I can show you like the different designs. Here we go. Gonna get in close. So you can see all these gorgeous quilts, but they're all made with 12-inch blocks. So if there's a layout that you really like, you can mix and match them. You can take the blocks from one, you know, so maybe you like the big, I had made this quilt, so there's a really cute patchwork heart. But so maybe you want to mix and match the hearts with the cats, or you can do some of these other layouts. I mean, they're just genius. So I have this book for you. If you aren't following Amanda, her Instagram handle is Jedi Craft Girl, and that's what her blog is called as well. So definitely follow her because she's so talented, you guys. So I think you will really, really love this book, and I would love to get a copy in your hands. So I have it also linked in today's video description if you want to pick up a copy for yourself or as a gift. I am going to be doing a book gift guide that will be out at the end of this week with Christmas gift ideas for books. And I have a lot of talented friends, and so I'm going to list their books for you so you can find them easily. I, as a quilter, love, 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 love to receive books. It's one of my favorite things. There's so much inspiration. It's really nice to, I mean, I love buying PDF patterns, but sometimes I forget they're on my computer. But if I have a book and I have just that tangible way to look at the projects, I just really like the inspiration in that. So this is a fun giveaway for this week. So again, all you have to do to enter is leave a comment, and you can do that live, or whether you're watching later, you have until next Monday's video to leave your comment. So let me know what you think. I hope, and let me know if you have this book. If you do, I'd love to hear what you think of it. It's so good, right? I love it. So that's this week's giveaway. Really fun. Yay. Okay, so I'm going to move this here. And then we're going to talk about Enchanted Meadow. So last week was Riley Blake's virtual market, and I had a video on Wednesday, and some of you guys came over and watched, and that meant a lot to me. Thank you for that. But if you couldn't make it over, I want you guys to be able to see what's coming. So Enchanted Meadow will be out in January. I don't exactly know when in January, but January. They don't tell us really when, and it's so hard to know, especially with shipping nowadays, to know when something's going to arrive. It's very tricky, but it will be here in January. And it is a fun collection with a woodland vibe to it, and not like a really young woodland vibe, though you can use it for kids projects if you would like to. It's more of an updated woodland vibe, sort of a vintage woodland vibe. So I love reading. I might have mentioned that. And so I just love stories that are set in woods and forests and things like that. And so I wanted to make a collection that kind of shows off how much I love that sort of thing. So this is that collection, Enchanted Meadow. We will be doing a sew along with that collection. In fact, I believe we're going to do two, because I have two quilts that work really great for a sew along. But for now, the one that is scheduled starts the first Monday in March, which gives everybody plenty of time to get kits and everything like that. And it will be with this quilt right here. It's called A Walk in the Woods, and it's a really fun, like, square quilt. So we'll take each section a week, and we're going to talk about how it goes together, and I will do sew-along videos with that as well. So it's going to be really fun. So if you are looking forward to that, let me know. I would love to see, I would love to have you sew along with us. I know that there are shops that are already letting people know that they're going to carry the kits. I won't have kits this time like I did with the Swinging on a Star quilt, but there are several shops that are going to kit up the quilt in Enchanted Meadow fabrics. And I know right off the top, Fort Worth Fabric Studio is, Lady Bell Fabrics is, and I know at Happy Little Stitch Shop you can actually go ahead and reserve the kit. So you can pay I think she has like a $5 fee or something like that, and you can reserve. So that guarantees you the kit. At Lady Bell Fabrics, she also does my quilting right now, and she's partnering with me for 20% off of long arm quilting for anyone that sews along with the Walk in the Woods sew along. So if you sew along with that quilt and you finish up your quilt anytime before July, you can send it to Brooke here she lives in my town, and she does beautiful long arm quilting, you guys, and it will be 20% off. So how amazing is that? And I will have info on her shop and everything like that as we get closer to the sew along. So something to keep in mind. It would be a really fun way to finish off your quilts. So let's look at fabric. I want to show you guys this fabric that is in Enchanted Meadows so you can see. So we're going to switch over here, and I'm going to show you guys Enchanted Meadow. So let's see. We kind of have a glare. I don't want to glare, but we'll see. Hopefully I can turn this so that it's not too bad. If it seems like there's a big glare, we will, hey Julie, so nice to see you here. Aw, my friend Julie's here, y'all. Okay, so here's a little bit more of a close-up of that quilt. It's got a fun churn dash vibe to it, and it has a lot of star blocks. You guys know that I like stars. And then it has these little walked around churn dashes, which made me think of a path, hence the name A Walk in the Woods. And then it's got trees all around, and then some really pretty stars. And then of course it's finished in one of the florals for Enchanted Meadows. So let's look at fabric. Okay, so this is a close-up of one of the big main florals. This is the denim colorway, and you can see how pretty that floral looks. I've drawn all these flowers, but I added some woodland vibe to it. So I've got some little pine needles through here and some greenery that's scattered throughout to give it a little bit more of a woodland vibe. So it still feels like me, but woodland, if that makes sense. So let's look at some of the pink prints, the pink and greens and blues. So this is another one of the main prints. And then I also have a print that is some little forest friends. So I'm going to get closer here so you guys can see that. So this print has my little hedgehogs. It has my woodland deer. If you have any of my needle minders, there are already a couple needle minders that are out. The hedgehog and the deer are out. But I will also have a rabbit coming out, a little woodland fox, and then also this little guy who is the, this little bird on the woodland. There it goes. Well, no, it's not gonna, one sec. There we go. Maybe it will do it. Okay, so there we were. So this is a Woodland Forest Friends print. That comes in green, and it comes in this aqua color, and it also comes in the denim. So then there is a few florals that coordinate. This is a really pretty kind of pine needle print. There's also a little bouquet print with some little like dot rings. Let me see if you can get that a little bit closer. And then I have some other florals, some cute mushrooms, a really tiny micro dot, and then I have a houndstooth, which is one of my favorites, and it's just a great like filler fabric, but I just really adore that houndstooth. So I have, here's some of the other colors that here's the pine needles print, and then the bouquets, and then some other fabrics. Now, the cool thing that Riley Blake does in these storyboards is they give us basics that coordinate in color with the collection. So if you ever want to see, if you ever need to know like, oh, what if you wanted to do like a blue background on your quilt or something like that, just email me. I am happy to give you ideas for fabrics that coordinate, that are basics, or maybe you want to, you know, supplement out some of the prints. Maybe you don't want to have a houndstooth print or something like that. I mean, heaven forbid, but maybe that's not your jam. So you'd rather use like a blossom or something like that. So if you're ever curious on what basics would go good with a collection of mine, please just email me. I am happy to give you some color ideas as far as what would go with it. And then, so here's the last page. This is the songbird color of the floral. And then I also have those cute little pine needles. And then I have a red version of the houndstooth. And you can see kind of the color collection is denims, pinks, and this songbird. And then I have just a few little greens too to kind of round out the collection and make it a nice big colorway. So those are the fabrics. You can see the quilts that I've designed for the collection here. These will be out in January as well. They're with my testers right now. So if you want to check out the hashtags on Instagram, you can see a few sneak peeks of their versions of the quilts. This is a Walk in the Woods. This is Wildflower Fields. This is a fun like sampler quilt that I put on a bleached denim background. So I really like this light background. And it's made up of really cool like star and different kinds of flying geese blocks and things like that. So I believe this will do a sew along with this as well in the after we finish the Walk in the Woods. So I think it'll be a good like late spring, early summer quilt to make together. So this one will be fun. And then I also have these two. So Starry Meadow is made up of these really fun star blocks, and then it's got a cool grid sashing that kind of goes in between that I've used with this floral. These are all pre-cut friendly too, so for the most part, except for the Wildflower Fields uses a little bit of yardage too, but this one is perfect for fat quarters, and then it just uses a little bit of extra yardage for those sashing. And then I'm re-releasing my Tea Rose quilt pattern in Enchanted Meadow Fabrics as well. That is the $5 pattern of the month right now. So if you want to pick that up, this is a great time to pick it up. It will have a different cover because I made it the first one up in one of Rachel from Citrus and Mints fabrics. But this is what it looks like in Enchanted Meadow. And I just love how these little round blocks look like flowers. They're so fun. So that is Enchanted Meadow. Oh, here's a little better picture of those floral forest friends. So you can see how cute they all look. This is the deer needle minder that's already out, but there will be a little fox and then a little rabbit and then this cute little bird sitting on its little stump. And I do have some new needle minders coming at the end of this, hopefully at the end of this month. Let me get back on my main camera here. So you can look for those. I will announce them as soon as they get here. But I have 2 new shops in the Main Street Shop series that are coming. And then I have a Christmas one. And I'm hoping, you guys know how things are with supply lines right now. It's just not awesome. So I'm hoping that they will be here before Christmas gets here. If not, you know, it is what it is. It's very cute either way. But I can't wait for you to see them. I really hope you like them. So yay. I'm so glad you guys like the new fabrics. I hope you can buy it in Germany too, Katharina. I'm not sure about stockists in Germany, but if I hear of any, I will definitely let you know. And if you're new to my channels, I always do a list of shops that are carrying my fabrics, and so I'll link to that as soon as I start getting those in. And if I hear of any international ones, I definitely always include them. Well, I include every shop, but I note the international ones so you can see exactly where they are, because I know how hard it is to get fabrics. But I always do ship internationally as well. And I'm sure Fat Quarter Shop does too. I'm not sure who else does, but there are lots of us here that are willing to ship internationally, because I know it's harder to get some fabrics over there. So, shall we sew? So we are going to make up this cute block right here, and I'm going to switch cameras and slide on over to my machine, and we will start sewing. Okay, so here's what we are going to make up. Isn't this cute, you guys? I did add the sashiko stitching on here. I did it after I sewed the block together, and I really like how it kind of really highlights the center portion of this block, because it's kind of the star of the block. I mean, these little accent corners are cute, but I love this 9-patch center with these little star points. So going around everything with the sashiko machine, I think sets it off. You could also do this by hand. All you would need to do is stitch a running stitch with embroidery floss all the way around. I'm stitching about 1/4 of an inch away. I'm going to hold that up so you guys can see a little bit better. If I have the seam allowance, I do use that as a guide, but my presser foot is kind of a good 1/4 inch. But if you're doing it by hand, you can also measure 1/4 of an inch with a little ruler and just run a disappearing ink pen along your ruler, and that will give you a guide if you don't want to eyeball that and you want to do it by hand. So that is the little block we are making today. Now for this block, I went ahead and made my 2 blocks symmetrical but reversed. So in fact, I'm going to have them go this way. Not that it matters in the big scheme of things. But you can see here, if you could see without my face in the way, the blocks are opposite each other. So on this one, my little ho-ho-ho block is on the top left, but on the opposite block, it is on the top right. And I did that the same, so it's really just the corners that I flipped. Basically the X portion in the center, or T portion in the center, is all the same florals, and then the pinks. No, I did flip these. So it's just these rows that are the same. So the snowflake is on this side, and on this block it's on this side. Now you don't have to do that. You don't have to kind of make them mirror images of each other. I just like the effect of that when you're looking at the runner as a whole. So when you see the runner, I did that with this one as well. You can see, so here this is the blue flamingo, and then the blue flamingo is over here. Now you don't have to do that if you don't want to. If you want to make your 9-patch pieces more scrappy, it's going to look just as great. So don't feel like you have to do it that way. I'm just explaining my layout here a little bit so that you can see what I did. But definitely feel free to keep them the same or keep them very different so that your 9 patches are scrappy, especially if you're using scraps. You can easily make it look fun and patchworky by keeping them all different. So we are going to do a little bit of sewing. And we're going to start with the corner pieces. So what you're going to need is a background piece that you have drawn a diagonal line on, and then your print piece. This makes up the corner pieces of your block. So we're placing these 2 right sides together, and then we're going to sew on the marked line. We did that quite a bit last week with the star points, and this is the exact same method that we did then. I had to get over here so I can actually sew. And I mushed my chair in too far. Okay, you guys are patient with me. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to sew on that marked line. And we're going to do this for all 4 of our corners. My stitch is too big. And then we're going to trim off one corner. Now you can cut your pieces a little bit bigger and make half square triangles if that's what you prefer to do. I don't have the cutting measurements for that in the instructions. We're doing these more as a stitch and flip. So you can see that I have sewn on that marked line, and I'm going to place this down and I'm going to cut off 1/4 of an inch away from the seam. So the dashed line is on the seam, and I'm trimming that off. Oh, you guys, I have to show you. I got a new iron this week. Look how pretty this is. Oh, here, I'll show you here. It wasn't on, so I'll show you here. Look how pretty this is. This is a new Alolng iron. It is their, and it's starting to warm up, so I'm going to pry my hand off of it. It's their Smart Iron Pro Plus. And I'm really excited about it. We're going to do a project in partnership with Alolng in early December. So I'm going to have a free project for you guys, and then we're going to have a giveaway of a mini iron. I know I love those, and they come in such good colors. So this came this week, and I'm really excited to use it. So, and now that I've turned it on, it will heat up, and we can press our piece. So I trimmed this here, and now I'm going to press this seam open. And I want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Anita says she's going to have to do the stitch by hand during your Thanksgiving holiday drive from Florida to West Virginia. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad you're getting to go home. I thought your blocks were so pretty, Anita. I can't wait to see your stitching. So I'm just going to give this a little press. And you're going to make 4 of these. Oh, that was lovely. Look at that. So we're going to make 4 of these, and you're going to have a bunch of these. So now we're going to do the little points of the star, and it's the same exact method. You're going to have a background piece, and you're going to cut 2 smaller print pieces, and you're going to draw diagonal lines on both of those. And so you're going to place the first one on the bottom left corner with the line going like this. Okay, so that's important. You want to make sure that your line follows that direction. So I'm going to sew on the marked line. And oops, and we're going to unthread our needle. So 1 second, everybody, while we thread the machine. And that didn't work, so we're going to do it again. This has a lovely threader, and it's just not working because we're on live video. So there's that. Let's try again. No. Okay. And of course I don't have the light on, so I can't see anything. Bear with me 1 second while I thread my machine. Tell me things while where are you going? Are you traveling for the holiday? Our daughter is coming to us this year, so I'm very excited about that. Our son can't come this year, so we're going to miss him and his fiance quite a bit. It's going to be quite sad, but we will have a good time with my daughter, so it'll be really fun. I would love to know if you guys are doing any traveling. Okay, so now we are sewing on that marked line. And we're going to trim off that corner just like we did with the bigger half square triangle. Right here. So then we have this cute little corner. Isn't that darling? For this, it looks like it's a solid red, but it's not. I cut from the, so let's see where I have the, oops, know what I did with my, oh, here. So this is the main floral in the collection, and there's enough solid red around these flowers, and I wanted it to be the exact same, but I really wanted it to not be a super busy print, so I cut the red from this main print, and I just used mainly the solid fabric. So that's what this red is that I'm using from Holly Holiday. You could also use like the snowflake print, or the Santa face print is really, really cute. So now we've pressed that, and we're going to repeat that step on the bottom right corner, but we're turning the angle of the diagonal line. So we're turning the line so it goes like this from top right to bottom left, and we're going to sew across. And hopefully the machine doesn't come unthreaded. We're going to just make sure it doesn't. Because that was a trial. Okay, so it's this fun and easy little detail block that doesn't take very long to do, and you get this sweet little, almost like a star point to it, without having to worry about your points, but it's smaller, and it just adds a really fun accent to the block. So now we have this sweet little design. Isn't that fun, you guys? Okay, so I'm just pressing again with that lovely iron. I'm really in love with that. So now we are going to put together our top and bottom rows. So the way that we do that is we're going to make 2 of these, and we're going to turn these 2 star blocks like this, and we're going to place this little pointed star section, and we're going to sew these together with a background piece between them. So we're going to make 2 like this. You're going to make 2 that don't have, so you're going to make 2 versions that look like this, and then you're going to make 2 versions with those corner pieces in it. So 2 and 2, okay? Michelle asked what my favorite color iron is, because cool colors work much better. Okay, yes, that is very true, Michelle. So this is a yellow. My original one was pink, and I loved the pink. You guys know I'm a big fan of pink, but I've become more and more a fan of yellow, so I'm really excited about the yellow one. But I also have the mini, and I can't show it to you. Yes, I can. I have the mini in the aqua, and look at how cute that is, you guys. Isn't that darling? I'll add a link. I have a link that's an affiliate link for Oliso iron, so I will add that to today's video description so that you can check out all their different colors. They have lots of different colors. Do you have a favorite color, Michelle? Hi, Dan. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so we've sewed the first one. Now we're just going to keep sewing these together all the way down this little row. And again, you're making 2 of these, and then 2 without the corner pieces. And I'll show you guys that in just a second. We're just going to sew all the way around. You're staying home, Dolores? Yay, that's fun too. Okay, so, let's see. Teresa has the mini in pink. I do love those minis. They're so handy to have by your workstation, by your sewing machine, so you don't have to get up and press every single time. Super handy. I have one of those. It's June Taylor cutting mat on one side, and then the pressing mat on the other side, and I keep that with my little Oliso iron. So now we're sewing that last one in place. Is everybody okay on the video? It looked like we were maybe having just the tiniest bit of problems there, so let me know if that's okay. You're still on Facebook. Don't want any problems. Dina, I agree. Those small irons are so cute. Hi, Pam. Glad you're here. So now we've sewn this together. This is our top and bottom rows of the entire block. So I'm going to press, and we're pressing towards the sashing here. And we're making 2 of these and 2 without the corner pieces. And I like to press from the back first, and then I flip the piece over and press on the front. And that, I feel like, gives me a really flat section. So here we go. We have that, and we have the bottom row, which is the exact same, just flipped. So 2 of those, and then we're going to flip one upside down. And then we have the 2 side pieces, which are the exact same thing as the center, just without those corner blocks. So now we've assembled the sides. I'm going to sneeze, you guys. The sides and top and bottom of the block. So I'm going to put these to the side just 1 second while we talk about the center. So the center of our block is a 9 patch, and my I'm just going to lay these out for you. We're going to sew these together just like I do with the other block in the first week. We're going to pick up this one and put it on here and sew it together. And then we're going to leave that chain pieced, and we're going to chain piece down to this one and then down to this one. Then we'll open them back up and sew the third column on so that they're all sewn together in rows, and then we'll sew the rows together. And I was kind of careful in how I laid out my 9 patch. I wanted to use, because I have these little points as red fabric, I wanted them to contrast nicely with the center pieces. So I made sure that I kept these 4 blocks pink. So I wanted it to look like a nice contrast against the red. But you could also do red and it would look like you'd made a big block with these little star points, and that would be super cool too. So have a really good time with how your fabrics are laid out. You can also do fussy cutting, because these are a nice size. If you have a Christmas fabric or whatever fabric you're using, you could pick something really cute from the center or fussy cut all the blocks if you want, but you can have a good time with that. So keep that in mind when you're cutting out your prints. So I'm going to pick these up, and then voila, like magic, we have, I got French there. It's really startling. It just happened. We have a 9 patch block already sewn together. Look how cute, you guys. Oh my gosh, that was weird. Okay, so now that our 9 patches all sewn together, and I'm going to show you again, I sewed each row together and then I sewed the rows together, and followed those instructions for pressing, because that's going to help this block nest together with all these seams. Okay, so cute, right? So now we're going to sew the side pieces onto our block. And I am going to pin this. I happen to have really cute little aqua pins, so we're going to make sure that our block is all lined up. Let me scooch this over so you guys can see the sewing. You can holler at me if I'm doing something and you can't actually see what it is. So I'm just going to kind of feel with my fingers where those nested seams line up, and I'm going to use a couple pins and cute little cat pins, and I'm going to sew these together. Sew the 2 side pieces on, and I'm just everything is a 1/4 inch seam on this, and I don't think I mentioned that at the very beginning, but it is, so you can keep all that in mind. So I just pull those pins out before I sew over them. Especially these cat pins are a little bit bigger pin, and I definitely don't want to break any needles or have any problems that way. So that is one side, and now I'm going to repeat for the other side. And if you guys ever have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I always check the comments during the video and after the videos, so that now I've pinned this side on, and so that I can answer your questions if you have any. And it seems like I haven't, you can always, if you're leaving a comment after the video, if you tag me, if you do the little @ symbol and then write my name, Bev, it'll pull up my name, and then you can click it and it'll tag me, and that makes sure that I get the notification from Facebook. Sometimes Facebook isn't super helpful when it comes to tagging and letting us know that there's been notifications. So here are the 2 side sections sewn on, and so we're going to press that as well. If you run into a bit of a problem with the pressing, to nest these together, I do show that this should be pressed towards the sashing pieces, but if that feels too bulky for you, go ahead and press those seams open. It'll be fine, and you'll still be able to nest your top and bottom seams together. So what we'll do, and we're running, I don't want to take up all your time today, but next you will sew the top and bottom of the block pieces together. So here's the top row, and here's the bottom row. After pressing, you'll sew those 2 on. And then you will end up with this lovely block all sewn together. So I did go ahead and do this stitching after sewing the entire block together because I wanted to have everything in place. And if you want to, you can do it before you sew the end pieces on. Either way, whether you're doing it by hand or you're using your machine. So feel free to do that whenever you would like. But I did want to do it before quilting and before sewing the borders on. I have done the stitching on a quilt. I'm going to switch back here since we are done sewing. So you are going to make 2 of those. Let me scooch that out of the way. It looks odd. You're going to make 2 of those blocks, 1 for each side of the runner. And again, you can make your runner longer or wider, or if you want to do a mini quilt, you could make 2 of each block. There's a lot of options for you, and it'll fit together really well. That would be a cute table topper too if you did 4. So if you did 2 stars and then 2 with the 9 patchwork block, and then you put, you know, the opposite on each corner and then made like a little square center table runner, I think that would be really fun too. So lots of options for you guys. So this week we're making up, if you're making the runner as written, we're making up 2 of these cute little patchwork blocks, just like this. And next week we are going to put this all together. And it's a really easy quilt to put together, you guys. There's no sashing, just the borders. So the blocks are sewn together and then that border is put on and then we'll finish it off. So next week we'll sew it all up and show it off, and I can't wait to see. I'm having a blast seeing what fabrics you guys are using. You can share those on Facebook in the Facebook group or on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, use the hashtag Daydream Table Runner. It's in my posts about the sew along, so you can just copy and paste that, and then we can all see what fabrics you're using. So don't forget to enter this week's giveaway for the rotary cutter, the 2 5-inch stackers of Hush Hush, and the playful pre-cut quilts from Amanda Niederhauser. And and if you are interested in Enchanted Meadow, I would love for you to check out those 3 shops I mentioned that have said they're carrying it, and check with your local quilt shop as well. If you would like them to carry it, they can pre-order it now before it gets here. So hope you guys have a fabulous week. I can't believe next week is Thanksgiving week. It's going to be so fun. I'm glad we have a shorter week with not a lot to do with just sewing the runner together because it is Thanksgiving week. I know you guys will be busy prepping for family, but I'd still love to see you on Monday. Hopefully you can take out a little bit of time from your busy week to hang out with me. All right, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you are over on YouTube, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any videos. And thanks so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you guys have a great week.